Hi everyone, in this episode of How Do You Do That, we're going to go over the old effect of leaving the person in color and having everything else in the image in black and white. Thanks to Resolve 17, we have an alternate way of doing this now. So I'm going to show you both ways how you can actually achieve this effect. Okay, so the normal way of doing this would be starting off, for example, this picture. I want to separate him from the background, turn the background into black and white, leave him in color. Okay, so what we want to do first is we've got a good color correction for our foreground. We create a second node here, and this is the node that's going to go black and white. Okay, so what we do here is we take our saturation and just take it all the way down to black and white. Now what I'm going to do next is use a parallel node. Now the parallel node, as you can see, is linked back to my full color image here. That's the reason why the parallel node shows up in color. I could link it back to the raw correction by deleting the link there and then bringing it back like so. But then it would sort of impair my ability to do the separation because I don't have a color correction that's already there. So what I'm going to do is just bring it back there like so. So now I have the advantage that I've created this nice hard color correction in node number 1. I can use that to help me separate the skin or the skin in the shirt, for example. So what I want to do now is do a qualifier here in this area. And now, as you can see, when I go into highlight, I can see his face there. Now, what I probably going to have to do is employ a window also in this shot, because as you can see here, I'm also picking up something on the wall there inside that poster. So what I want to do here is come to my qualifier and just adjust my hue, saturation, and luminance qualifications. I want to get a little bit more of the eye area. So what I'm going to do there, as you can see, bring that in like so. I'm going to make an additional parallel node here for the shirt. So what I can do here is bring that up like so, go into my highlight mode, and you see I've got the shirt there like so. Let's denoise that a little bit too, bring it up like that. Now what I want to do is, that's going to be difficult to mask out in the power window, so what I'm going to do here is come to my low saturation and adjust that. And also change my width a bit. That ought to help me a bit too at that point. Okay, so now I can actually do an oval window around that area. And then let's denoise it a bit. And then change my in-out ratio to decrease the matte size and bring it back in. Because what happens is when you change the in-out ratio, it's going to make the matte grow a little bit. And so it can result in a halo effect, and sometimes we want it and sometimes we don't. So in this case I don't want to have that, so what I do is I use the in-out ratio control in order to minimize this. Okay, so now once we come out of that, I now need to put a matte in this area here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a combination of mattes here. So in this one I'm going to do the one for the shirt here, and just a little bit of a mask like so. And then I'm going to then do one for his face as well. And then what I'm going to do here is make this like so, together like that. Okay, so now we've got our matte and cutout here for the face and the shirt. So what I can do here is now just increase my saturation in that area that comes out there. Come to node number 4 and just bring up my saturation there too, like that. Now what I want to do next is, he's going to probably move around a little bit, so let's track that too. So let's just come over here and do a tracking of that. So what I'm going to do here is track this forward. Now I'm going to do a bit of a trick here, because as you can see, when he moves his hands, it actually is not picking up the correction for that. So as you can see here, this part, I don't see it. So what I'm going to do is just lengthen my correction here a bit. So this way now, as you can see here, his hands retain the correction, and then I can come over here now, as you can see, that plays it together. Probably want to maybe narrow that down a little bit. Now there's another little trick which I can try here too, and that is because let's just change my aspect slightly, like so. That works for me. And let's look here for the shirt. Okay, and if I want to see it without the window lines, I can then come up to here and then look like here. So then I can see this. Now, as you can see, it loses a little bit here in the shadow areas. So we could actually change my qualification so that I can pick that up as well. And let's just take my low saturation areas, open that up just a little bit, and now as you can see, I'm picking up the color there. Now as you can see, I picked up a little bit here because that is probably on the edge, as you can see, and then we can just move that slightly, that window, so this way we don't see that. And now our picture looks good like so. So this is the way we've been doing it with this version of Resolve and also with previous versions. Now, using the magic mask function in Resolve makes it even easier to do now. So let's just take this now and let's grab it as a still. Okay. And now what I'm going to do here is reset my correction. So now basically we're down to our straight correction for this shot. Let's come over here now and do a small color correction for this. Bring it up a little bit. Bring this down like so. Okay, this is good. Okay, so now I want to just add another node. Come to Magic Mask. And now what I want to do here is just draw a line in that area. Come to the overlay mode. So as you can see now, it's picked up everything already. And then what I can do here is we can now track this forward and backwards. So what I want to do is and let's track it backwards. Good, okay. So now what I want to do here is, as you can see, we come over and just double check this. This part's fine. So if I don't want to show these strokes, I can then come over here to the three dots and let's just uncheck show strokes. Okay, that's fine. And now what I can do next is I want to right mouse click here. So you want to click here, add an outside node. Now as you can see, everything except him is being selected at this point. So this one will show me the magic mask region area, and this will show me everything except the region area. Okay, so what I can do now is deselect the mask overlay, and then I can just come over to here and just shut that off. And there we have it. We've got everything in black and white except for the gentleman there. And this is very simple, simply by doing your mask track. The mask track, as you can see, for number 3 does not have any tracking information like I have here, because this is simply the reverse of the selection that I have here. It's linked with the alpha channel, so it gives me the other side. And now I can, on this side, I can make it black and white, or I can achieve different effects here, like so. If I want to put, let's say, even a custom curve or something like that here, I can come over and do something like this here and create a nice effect in there, and maybe even give a slight grade in that area. Maybe just add a little color like so. Add a little color like so. Do something like that there. Or something like that. So there we have it. For more information about training services, have a look in the comments below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and also stay tuned for other videos in our YouTube channel. And I hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot.